Hi, welcome to Summary Recap. Today I am going to recap Orphan First Kill. This movie is released in 2022. The movie was started in Estonia 2007. A woman named Call Dr. Anna was driving through the snowstorm to the psychiatric hospital. When she came to the hospital, she pushed the bell and came to the hospital. In the entrance there was a patient called Dade who was mopping the floor. The officer ordered Anna to arm up and check for security. Dr. Novotny was taking Anna and explaining the hospital procedure. Then the other doctor came to Dr. Novotny and told him Lena was missing. So the doctor pushed the emergency button. Then the doctor took Anna to the classroom and told her not to leave this room and they would come back if they found her. Then Anna was checking the room. Unfortunately, a girl was sitting in the classroom and drawing a portrait of Anna. Then Anna introduced the girl and asked her name. Then the girl replied her name is Lena. Then the girl held the pencil. Then the doctor and the guards came into the room and told Lena to drop a pencil. Then they took away Lena. Doctor explained about Lena to Anna. Lena was not a kid and she was 31 years old. And she suffered from gland disorder and she killed adopt parents. If next day Anna was watching TV and the guard was given a package and Lenny opened it. She danced with the new dress and then Anna told the guard to tie his hand and the guard came to the room. Then Anna seduced and killed the guard. Then Lena took the security card and ran away. Unfortunately, in the entrance Anna met with another guard. The guard told Lena to go back to their room. But Anna asked Tater, do you want some candy? Then Nate attacked the guard and Anna ran outside the room. Lena stood up in front of Anna's car and showed a sign to be quiet. Then the doctor went back to the hospital and checked the security camera. Then Anna went back home. Then the car back door opened. When Anna went into the house, Lena hit the doctor Anna and she was knocked out. Then Anna used a laptop and checked the website missing girls 9 to 12 years old, and then Anna pretended her name to Esther. Then Esther sat in the park. Then police came to Esther and asked where is your parents were. Esther replied that her parents live in America. The next scene starts in Darien, Connecticut. There are two men playing fencing. Their parents Tricia and Alan were proud of his son Gunnar. Then they went outside and then Inspector Donnan came to the Alan and they found Esther. Then Tricia met with Esther. Esther ran to Tricia and hugged her and called her mommy. Then Tricia took Esther with private jet and met with her father Alan. Then the family went back home. Their parents took to the private room full of pink colors. Then the next day her mother took Esther to the doctor and asked a few questions. But Esther changed the direction of speech. Then the doctor calls her mother and speaks about Esther. She has a Russian accent and she has an unstable condition. Then Esther Reeves drops on the conservation. Then screams and steps out from the clinic. Outside, Inspector Donnan took the photo of Esther. Esther showed the portrait of Alan. Then he watched the picture and he was so satisfied. While eating family dinner, the inspector came to the house and talked to the parents. She is still in danger. Then Esther prepared to leave the house. But Esther saw Alan was drawing, so Esther changed her mind and went back home. One day, when Esther's mom and dad went outside, her son Gunnar made a home party including a campfire. Then Esther came and argued with Esther. Then Inspector Donnan came into the house. So Gunnar met with Donnan and talked. Then Donnan said he went to the toilet and the Gunnar pointed to the toilet. But instead of going to the toilet, Donna went to the Esther room and took out the CD. Then Esther knew the Inspector Donnan took out CD and followed Donnan. Esther, Dad and Mom went back home. When they got back home, her mother Tricia went to Esther, but Esther pretended to take a shower. Inspector Donnan went back home and took a cup of alcohol and checked the CD audio. Then he checked the evidence. Then he realized she is not Esther because fingerprints are not identical. Then she popped up stabbing with the knife from behind over 6 times to Inspector Donnan. Suddenly Tricia came into the house and shot with the gun and finished him. Then she aimed at Esther and asked her story. Then Esther said she will leave the house and never come back. But Tricia did not accept that, and you need to stay because her husband was charged into another person when Esther arrived. So she needs to stay. Esther and her mother took the dead body and dropped into the hole and cleared the evidence. Then Esther and her mother went back home and their husband asked Tricia what happened. She replied Esther fell from the bike and she picked Esther. Then Tricia told her son Gunnar about Esther. And they keep their eyes on Esther, and when the time is right they will end. Then Esther and her family met with the doctor and asked some childhood memories, and Esther answered correctly. So the doctor thought that Esther was well functioning. The next day Tricia could rest up as Esther and introduced with their friends and played some piano for guests. Then Gunnar came into the room and told her, "This is my house. You do not belong with this family." In the next family dinner, Tricia spread sleeping pills powder to Esther dishes. Alan said he went to another town and he will go to an art gallery, then asked Esther, "If you want to watch, come with me." But Tricia told she has plans. So Esther was angry and took the dishes and went upstairs. Esther fed her dishes to the mouse and Alan went to the room and asked her, "Are you okay?" Then Esther and Allie were painting together. Then Allie appreciated Esther about painting, and Allie left. Esther stayed in the painting room and continued painting. Then Tricia came into the room and warned her not to stick together with her husband. But thank Esther for helping, because her husband changed into a person when she came into the house. Esther lay in the bed, but she couldn't sleep when she saw the rat. The rat was sleeping. Then she realized she had escaped from sleeping pills traps. The next morning Esther took her revenge. She makes the juice for Tricia. When she drank, she saw a dead rat was put into the cup. Esther and her family were at the train station. Her father gave a painting gift and left. Esther saw Tricia and her son talking, so Esther planned to kill Tricia to push in front of the train. Luckily, another man saved Tricia's life. Tricia realized Esther was trying to kill her, so she said, "Our agree is over." Then Tricia ran away. When the gunner caught Esther, she spread pepper spray to face and ran away. When she went outside, she took the car and ran away. So Tricia called the police to catch her daughter. Then police made a phone call and she caught Esther on the highway and took her back home. Then Tricia explains why we had bad behavior and they are trying to cure it with therapy. Then Tricia takes revenge. Gunnar is caught from behind and Tricia makes a cut of blood from wrist. But Esther splits a liver to Tricia's face and fought Gunnar and ran away. Then the gunner catches Esther. On the stairs, Gunnar caught Esther and threw her from the stairs and she knocked out. Then the phone call came to Tricia. Her husband asked what happened and he came to the house. Then Tricia ordered her son to finish Esther. Gunnar approached slowly in a painting room. Then Esther came out and shot with a bow and arrow. When he fell to the floor, Esther killed Gunnar. Tricia saw her son die, so she was so angry and fought with Esther. When they were fighting, the fire was burning. Then they fought over the top of the house. Then Eli came back home when he saw his house was burning. So he entered the house. Then he went to the rooftop and saved her daughter and wife. Unfortunately, his wife can't hold it any longer, but before she fell, she told Dali Esther is fake and fell to the ground. Alan saved Esther. Then he touched Esther's face. He realized Esther does not have teeth. So he asked, "Who are you?" Then Esther pushed the alley to the ground and the husband and wife died together. Then Esther looked at the mirror and stepped out of the home. In the end of the movie, the doctor said it was tragic and horrified. and they needed to find who adopted Dexter. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.